Oh, okay. All right. Nubby Mart. Okay. Nubby Mart. Here we go. Nubby Mart. I got 10. What is this? So a meat orb that will float around and pop pegs. Yeah, let's try that. Special round gold rush. Okay, hover over this to see details. This peg will give +1 coin when popped for the first time. Ah, special peg golden nugget. Okay, interesting. Interesting, we have a golden nugget there. Special peg. Special peg. Oh, there we go. That's our little monstrosity item that we saw there. That's pretty cool. A little factory here on the right. Got some stacks here. You got loot! Alright, let's open it up. Perks are permanent. You cannot sell or get rid of them. Okay. The void perk. Force triggers the item in slot 7 2 times for each empty inventory slot. Well, I don't have anything in slot 7. In odd numbered slots. Let's do that. Since I already have an odd number slot, we'll do that. We'll do it. Let's do this. No, let's do this. Nice. Let's see. Like that. Wow, that's only 6. Should we double up on monstrosities? It's only 6. Wait, can I stack this? I stacked it. Okay. Cool. Oh, wow. No. That sucked. The sun blows up. That's so great. Alright, the sun blew up. We gotta start over. Yep, we blew up the sun. Damn. Those 400 pegs. I like this. I'm not gonna lie. Oh yeah, I already read that one. 2 random pegs get smacked. When a peg gets smacked, it counts as a peg halved trigger, which without actually having it. Huh. Let me try this one. Oh, okay. Well, that's good to know. We can freeze things. That's pretty cool, actually. And I can always re-roll, too. Oh, shit. That's better. Alright, we got a gold rush round here. Nice. So bad. Yeah, loot. I do like that one. Alright. Let's do this. Try that one. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, let's do that too. Alright, here we go. Oh wow. Yeah, that's gonna definitely add up. Make a difference. Gold rush round. Epic fail. That was good though. That was a good recovery. Good recovery. Let's get this 256 here. Or not. Oh, this is cool. Heck yeah. Cool. Let's see what this key does. Receive a suspicious key. Okay. Oh, I didn't even... I was gonna read the rest after doing it. It went away. It's something with the shop, but that's okay. I'm gonna exit so I can have enough. We'll take a look. Let's take a look. Take a look when the shop comes up. something. Oh, here we go. Mysterious door. This is cool. Here we go. Black market? What? Okay, that's awesome. Sweet. Boss round power outage. Hover over this to see details. Alright. Circuit peg, boss peg. This peg will disable a random item when fully pops. Disabled items can't trigger for the rest of the round. Yeah, figures. Alright. Here we go. Ooh. Not good. I don't have another slot open. What am I supposed to do with this? I don't have anything in slot 5. I have one for slot 5 and slot 7. That's alright. We'll figure it out. Barely. A kazoo? That's awesome. But it's locked. How do I... Oh, +1 item slot. Oh, well, there we go. Not enough now. That's alright. What's this cafe? What the f... Yeah, +1 coin for each remaining life. Okay. Well, that's the only thing I can... It's the only thing I can afford. But it's just one time, right? I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna hold on to it. There's no reason to do that. There's no reason to do that. Special round psychic link. All psychic pegs give points equal to their number when any psychic peg is popped. Interesting. Alright, let's give it a shot. Sweet. Force triggers all items. I actually kind of like that. Ooh. Give me something here. Come on. There we go. Nice. That's a good round. Alright, I can do the cafe now too. Maybe the ice skin. Yeah, so that's kind of cool. I guess it's just preparing for when it happens. Let's try that. The kazoo. And I'm gonna try going to the cafe here and see what this is all about. Upon turning to Nubby Mart, game 1 reroll. Yeah, that's not bad, but I mean, 4 for that. Don't really need it. Let's do this draw. Let's just do this draw. See how this goes here. Round 30. Can't get anything. There's nowhere to put it. There's nowhere to put anything. There we go. Oh, sweet. Heck yeah. That's awesome. Mope. Awesome. For the first time, this peg will trigger a mega explosion that pops all pegs at once. Hydrogen bomb peg. Cool. Nothing to really do with that. Oh boy. Nice. That saved me. Cool. Yeah. We're on the moon now. on the moon now. Oh, there it was. I finally died. This is hell. Oh wow, I got over 1 million points. Cool. Oh, I have 2. Okay.
Go.
Alright. Let's give this another shot. Damn. Cool. That's actually really awesome. Sucks. Oh my god. Okay, that's better. Oh. Well, this one's what I had, but that would be nice. Let's freeze it. Damn. Damn. I didn't even... My bad. I thought it was something I'd seen before. Damn it. This round in particular... Oh, sweet. Heck yeah. That was awesome. Alright. No. We gotta get some loot here. We'll do all items. Oh, that's awesome. Heck yeah. That's pretty freaking sweet. So far. Alright. Ooh. Shit. Got that suspicious key. Alright, let's keep going here. Damn. Are you kidding me? is such a pain in the ass. You get to a certain point and it just like does that. Or it has these gaps that it doesn't hit anything. It's because of the gaps where it like can't bounce on anything. Obviously that's why. It just falls straight down. That was a pretty crazy build to just not get anything for that too, like just at a certain point it just stops working. You know what I mean? Because like it was pretty regular. Let's get another one. Why not? Why not when it's working? You know what I mean? For now. It's pretty much this point. You just get to a certain point where it's like just nothing. Sounds like some other stuff that usually happens when I stream, doesn't it? Doesn't it sound like some other stuff that usually happens when I stream? Just get to a certain point, just nothing works the same way that it has been working. Isn't that interesting? Just like giant fucking gaps. Like pretty simplistic by nature, having an absolutely insane build with these things. It's like triggering all this stuff constantly. Absolutely insane, like just popping pegs left and right. There's absolutely no way I'm not gonna just restart the round. And then conveniently at pretty much exactly the same point as all the other times, it just stops working. Isn't that interesting? Like all the other stuff that's happened. Fascinating stuff, isn't it? Amazing how instantly I went right past that round, no problem this time. That was the round from last time, and there was no huge giant gaps like before. See how you remember how before, like 3 rounds in a row, like 3 in a row, there was just like these huge gaps in the middle that didn't make any sense. It was kind of nonsensical too, and I would refresh and it would kind of do the same pattern where there was too much gaps, or it would just bounce too high and go off to the side. Like obviously, so like when it does it 3 times in a row like that, and then you see that I restart it and mention that it was happening, and then all of a sudden it just sort of kind of stops cold turkey, where you can clearly see it was happening repetitively, and then I just all of a sudden just. So like that's the kind of stuff, and you know like again, you know, we had an excellent build going, so that was obviously why, is to, you know, kind of disrupt that, and actually it's happening again. See this? This is what I'm talking about, where like it's just completely nonsensical and it sort of kind of doesn't make any sense. See what I mean? Eh. Okay. Cool. Yes, yeah. Stratosphere. Alright. I don't like that. Yes, again. It's ridiculous. Okay. Nice. Cool. Mayhem. Oh, okay. Holiday cheer, snow globe peg. Oh, cool. Why did it suddenly start not doing anything? Did you see that? Why? Like, why? It literally wasn't doing, like, any of the triggers at all. Just all of a sudden. Did you notice that? It wasn't doing anything. Like, it's doing more of the multipliers now. These split boards again. And see how it's like far down again? It's split and then far down again. And then it's only even on round 12 this time. Doesn't even make any fucking sense. It's just like all of a sudden. You know what I'm saying? And then so like the point is that they have to try to sit here and make it happen randomly. It just doesn't make any sense. Because it's just like that last round we played where just randomly none of the triggers were working. Absolutely no reason. That made no sense to me. I had nothing that seemed to, you know, like that told me that it would have really done that. If that was the case, what would have happened only on that round, you know what I mean? Nah, it's just kind of obvious. The whole round was like that. Just nothing building up the multiplier whatsoever any longer. Oh. Right now. Split board again. It's like the same thing. See how it's all low down here? Same thing. Yeah, it's just gonna do it again. It's literally just constantly split. Why is it just doing the same thing? That makes no sense whatsoever. All this off that scamming we saw on that last stream too, and how aggressive it's been getting after I proved who's actually and really doing all of this. All of it getting really aggressive around this. See how it's like all just randomly kind of falling low now, and it was never really doing that before? It's almost as if somebody's sitting here and just like really trying aggressively to prove that I'm not. Yeah, it's not. Look, like all of them now, like every round now. This makes no sense. Look, every round is starting low down here. That makes no sense to me. And we know now that that's like part of the issue. Look, it's split. See, every round is like low down or split. And we know that that's the issue, is that it can't bounce around and hit anything when it does that. So why is it doing that then for every, like basically every single round? Look. Look, nothing. So why is it doing that then if the person that is doing these things isn't doing them as a reaction to what I say, because they know, oh, like, all right, he's going to keep talking about this, and other people see it as an irritation, so just keep doing it to troll it. And as we talked about how this is police doing this, harassing my family and stalking them and stuff like that, you know, we see it getting really malicious. And we see, like, people actually following me and stuff like that. And like, actual, like, police vehicles and stuff like really aggressively. And not only that, like, actually, like, things that normal people wouldn't be able to do and stuff like that. Where, you know, we documented this through my cell phone company, where I'd literally get a new phone and it didn't even matter. Got a new SIM card, didn't even matter. And it's still happening. And you can clearly see they're doing the same thing. You know, essentially just want some type of reaction so that they can keep recording it and stuff like that, and you know, using it for whatever purpose they're going to eventually incriminate somebody with. And so, like, this is the point. This is everything I've been proving. Is you know, like, these people have nothing better to do except harass people that talk about how they have nothing better to do. So this is all they do, just all day long, endlessly. So you guys know this is actually, like, and so many people have come in here to say things kind of like, wow, like, what a huge waste of time. And, like, yeah, like, so many people, like wondered, like, who actually has this much time to waste harassing these people, like, doing, yeah, for sure. And you see it, man, like, you can't even sit here and just play a chill game, you know, because it becomes something that's not very quickly. Yeah, look at this. I was just trying to make, like, some sort of point now. It's like, pretty sure the game doesn't mostly start the pegs either halfway down or separated like that. It's not how it functions. It's just not going to do that. It's not going to be, like, most of the time. It's just not how randomization works. It's really not. Did I already get past the round? Didn't I already get past the round? I feel like there's times where I get past the round and it, like, gives me a reset. Notice how the ball's like bouncing out now too. We talked about this with another game too. See how like they change it? Like I've never seen it. You know what I mean? Like the whole time we were playing, you see how it just gets more aggressive? Like there's no fucking way, man. Like literally it just bounced and completely went off to the side. Bounced and completely went off to the side. Like you just literally see it. You see the aggressive ridiculousness of it. Look, it doesn't even fall normal. You see what I mean? Like I literally just call it out. And you know, like as soon as we point it out, they have to stop doing it. Like as soon as you see it, as soon as I prove it, like without a shadow of it, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that yeah, it's very obvious that that's happening, then they really quick pull out of it. Then they just really quick stop doing it. Because then now you see it's not happening all of a sudden. You see what I mean? Like all of a sudden, and then like none of the other stuff's happening now too. So like that's the point. Like it's literally just momentarily, and a lot of times just for reactions and stuff like that. And to get the like I said, get the reaction. But you know, like this is very obvious where it's like bouncing way off to the side now. Yeah, it's to kill the trending. It's to kill the trending, and then you see the concurrence locked at 2. At a certain point, you see the concurrence locked at 2, and then it pretty much just stops. Then all the scams stop. But basically, if there's a bunch of people in here, they're just going to keep running scams to try to make it look a certain way. And this is the point. As soon as we see those big numbers, you saw the scams. Like, there was, like, all these concurrents in here. And, yeah, like, you see it. That's the point. As soon as you see the big numbers, and that's obviously what it is. And these police doing this, the point is, they don't want certain people that they don't like getting, you know, too popular or anything like that. They want to control what people do. And that's the point behind what I'm saying. Yeah, like, randomization doesn't work in blocks of time. You know what I mean? Like, if it were truly random, it wouldn't just, oh, okay, like, for the next 10 or 15 rounds, it's going to just be half, or start halfway down. It's going to be like there's just a complete gap in the middle, and it's also going to start halfway down. It's not, there's never ever going to be anything in the top row, or it's going to be completely halved down the middle. There's going to be nothing in the middle for like the next 10 to 15 rounds. Or it'll hit the top peg and just bounce all off the side. You know, like it'll just start doing that. This is the point. The point is that you see the patterns of it. You see that like just for X amount of time it does this and then just stops. The game isn't doing that. The randomization's not doing that. A person is doing that. Somebody is doing that. That is on purpose. And then you see it with, like, basically everything that we start getting concurrence with. And then as soon as I start talking about it, you see what YouTube does to the concurrence. They start lying. so that way it kills the algorithm and stuff like that. So you see how the 2 went down to a 1. See what I mean? And now it'll just be 2 and 3. It won't be anything above 3 for the rest of the stream. More than likely. Except to just prove me wrong. Yeah, like, except to just do that. So to, like, try to, like, prove me wrong, they'll just throw a 4 in there one time, but they won't actually count it. We've seen that countless times. I proved that just yesterday. Yeah, I proved that literally just yesterday. They lie about that. And then you see it too. 1. See at the top? 1 concurrent. It's completely lying. Yeah, there's not 1 person in here. There's a shitload of people in here. And they're just lying about it. Just like always. See, it's capped at 3. Told you. There's 3. Capped at 3. Scam tube. Look at the separation again. And then halfway down. See? It's happening again. And then you see how when it bounces it falls to the sides, it goes like over the edge and out to the sides. You can't tell me that that's not, you know what I'm saying? You see how like it has a tendency to do that all of a sudden? See how every round is like this? See, you see what I'm saying? Even though you see what I'm saying? Like it's obviously somebody doing it. See, it's like the gaps, and it starts like down here. And see how it bounces to the outside because of that? Like, that's the point. It's not the game, it's just all of a sudden it starts doing this. It's pretty sad. It's pretty sad when somebody actually sits here doing this with like this simple of a game where you can actually see the patterns, where you can actually, we could document it and add it up. It'd be really, it's actually really stupid too, because you can see the patterns and add it up and document it. It's foolish. Because it's not how randomization works. And the developers will tell you that. Anybody will tell you that. It's just not how it works. You don't just suddenly start. So then, like, you know, now there's an adjustment. Now they're trying to make the whole game look like that. See how it, see what I mean? Adjustments. All throughout. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it'll just, it's, randomization's fine, randomize is fine, randomize is fine, then all of a sudden, bam, just not. And then it's fine again. And then bam, it's not. You know, like it's just like, you know, blocks of time. And again, it's not how randomization works. So, you know, like, that's the point. This scammer, throughout the entire time they've been doing this, they keep making mistake after mistake after mistake after mistake after mistake after mistake after mistake. And I just say, that's not how this works, that's not how this works, that's not how this works. And I call it out, and you see it plain as day, the scam. You see it over and over and over as I'm calling it out. And all they do is adjust and fix the thing that I call out. And then YouTube doesn't do anything about it, because YouTube is obviously exacerbating it because they want this to happen. Which is why, again, YouTube is involved in harassment, stalking, and violating federal laws daily. So, you know, like, it's pretty insane that you can just see it, like, on, off, on, off. Like, right now it's not happening at all. You know what I'm saying? Like, it literally wasn't happening at all for X amount of time. It just is not happening now. Just at all. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's pretty crazy. Like, it just stopped. And we all know that these people show up to disrupt the trending, as they always have. Certain streamers too have shown up to steal viewership, disrupt trending, boast about themselves, promote their own channel. Like, just so much they did this shit to my channel. And then you see they're proving it. It hasn't been anything over 3 concurrents at all. They're proving that it's capped. Like I said, it hasn't been anything over 3 whatsoever since I mentioned it. I started talking about it. And again, there's more proof. Again, we are on a swipe feed, verticals trending swipe feed that people will swipe past the stream. There'd be people, all different numbers. There'd be like 6, 7, 5, 3, 9, 4. Like, it'd just be going all over the place, and yet they're convincing you 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, okay. Anybody's believing that. Just like the constant resting number of 2. That's why I always mention that concurrent being 2. Because that's when you know they're just fucking around. When you see that 2, and it's just sitting there like that, and it's just cycling from like 1 and 2 and 1, that's YouTube fucking around with the views. That's how you know they're just screwing around with the views, because it doesn't do that. It would be kind of like it wouldn't just be constantly 1 number and consistently. That's them fucking around with the watch time hours. Or they're just lying, they're just keying it in. And they're making it up. There's often like a bunch of people in here. Plenty of times people have confirmed that they've been in here for X amount of time. And it said 0 concurrence that entire time. Yep, they've confirmed this. And I've confirmed this too. There's plenty of times I come in the stream and I'm just sitting in the stream and my concurrence not counting. And then YouTube really quick tries to fix things. As if they went, oh shit, he just realized that we're lying about the concurrence. Like, it's so obvious. But yeah, basically they wanted this to be in such a way that I didn't finish a round at all. It's very clear, in case you didn't pick up on that. It's very clear that you know, they wanted this to essentially work out in such a way that I didn't finish a round at all. And wanted to kind of, you know, disrupt the stream. Because again, those numbers were going all over the place. I'm going to look back at this stream, and I'm going to see how high the numbers were in that first half an hour. And if they're not as high as they were in that next part of the stream, just like any other time we've seen this, for as long as I can remember on this channel, that's YouTube fucking around with the numbers, where they're just flat out lying and creating a scam. Because why would there be a shitload of fucking people in here and then you just fucking lie constantly? So yeah, they're here at the start of the stream. They're here at the start of the stream. How many times do you guys see 11 or 15 or 16 concurrents and then suddenly just all of a sudden just shoots all the way down to 2? Well, that's YouTube lying. And then they don't count those concurrents either. Nope. They don't count the watch hours. Or they count just that and they don't count anything else for the rest of the stream. That's pretty common too. So yeah, YouTube is lying about watch time hours, they're lying about concurrence, they're lying about views. And they've been doing it to basically everybody. I made my point, too. And if I came in the stream with an account, it wouldn't say 3, it would just continue to say 2. It would say 3 really quick, but then jolt down to 2. And then go down to 1 very shortly after. That's exactly what would happen. It's a lie. Except the stream doesn't trend too much. Because they don't want it to trend too much. Because they want to lie. Yep. And police are responsible. Pennsylvania State Police are criminals. It's true. It's a true story. Never did I see somebody impersonate police so much, stalk and dox somebody so much that I have on this platform. Just all of a sudden nothing. And then you see that third concurrent for the first time. And like how long? Yeah. It's so sad. There it is again, the split. Was it constantly my last shot at the beginning of the round? Yeah, they're trying to prevent me from winning, having like a single win essentially, so that all these people would come in and stuff like that, and then there wouldn't be a win. But once I start talking about it and people start realizing it, oh shit, okay, so now we have to adjust. So they have to start like kind of changing what they were doing and stuff like that. But yeah, like that's the sort of gist of it. It's the same thing that happened with Billionaire, same thing with Hearthstone, same thing with this all came out of a lot of this whole dynamic where somebody was scamming. This whole thing came out of me pointing out the fact that a certain other streamer used to only show up, and he would bring a shitload of people in my stream with him, and type the word gang a whole ton of times in my chat. And he would only show up when I was dying in a game, and he would only do this, he would only bring everybody in when I was doing that, and he would only type and be vocal in chat when I was dying, and he would then go over to this other person's stream and talk in their chat about me, and many times I was harassed by the streamer that didn't like the fact that I called this out. And so ever since then, there has definitely been some sort of weird scammy dynamic where YouTube has been fucking around with my channel and screwing around with things and really causing a problem for me, just because I called out the fact that a streamer was actually involved in gang activity. Where, again, they were just harassing another streamer. They would just come in when another streamer was, down on his luck in a game, and never come in any other time, and consistently type the word gang, and consistently be, obviously toxic towards my channel, where you're just bringing everybody in right then. You're talking about me after the fact. The only time that you want to boost my stream and give it any views is when you can come in and be toxic and talk about this sort of thing. So you see this. You see where this constant thing kind of follows around the games I play, where we see a randomization issue. And then that causes an issue for any game that we play that's based on luck or chance or, like a roll of a die, basically, where you have these things falling and stuff like that, and it's pure randomization how it switches that those pegs back up again or something. Just like Billionaire, where triggers are supposed to happen a certain way. But if somebody knows what they're doing with values and stuff like that, they're just going to mess up the randomization to work opposite. And, it's literally just, instead of randomizing, it just intentionally does whatever they decide, whatever they want. It's a cheat, basically. And what they're doing is they're causing this for my game, but opposite. And they did it with Hearthstone. Like we can go back and show plenty of times where I won, like, shitloads of games in a row, too. Like, not even just, like, a bunch in that stream. Like, in a row. We could go back and watch that tons of times that this happened. And then as soon as we would get really, really close to crossing over to the next rank bracket and stuff, like, it was very obvious that I had a really good deck. Other people... and I even used meta decks and stuff, but this all, again, started around where I proved that I knew what I was doing, and I made a deck crafting theory stream and started getting lots of views and stuff like that. So then that became another game that became bugged, and essentially any more than 2 wins, it's very obvious we get in the game with a bot. This messes up the randomization, and this bot is very obviously some sort of weird bot that has some sort of data attached to it, where that game after the bot is always 100%, not joking, no exaggeration, 100% of the time, 100% of the time. After a bot, the next player I get is always some type of fucking cheater. Always. Whether it be intentionally roping, whether it be, their name is something completely inappropriate that I shouldn't be seeing, and they shouldn't be on the same server as me. there's so many things that happen that over the years where it, like, there was these randomization issues, kept trying to point it out. Who honestly gets Baldur's Gate 3? Who gets Baldur's Gate 3 is playing it for like 2 or 3 days, then proceeds to somehow roll, what was it? It wasn't even 3, it was like 5, wasn't it? It was something absurd like that. I think it was 3, but like I even got it extended, didn't I? Like it was something ridiculous where it was at least 3 nat 1s. And nobody does this. Nobody rolls 3 nat 1s, and I certainly wouldn't do that on a real die. And nobody believes that either. Like, just the ridiculousness of that. And you start realizing there's no freaking way. And there's actually, like, a lot of times where you can kind of tell I actually have pretty decent luck with the games and getting things the way I should get them, because that's the way the game's supposed to work. The game should give you some luck some of the time. It shouldn't just be, like, obviously, after a certain point, like, a half hour into the stream, which conveniently is when they start trending the stream, after a half an hour. So, you know, kind of like when YouTube's sitting here running a scam for the first half an hour, and there's no watch time being counted, the concurrents that come in aren't being counted on the graph below, nothing's working about the stream, and then conveniently, always about a half hour into the stream, there's always some fucking scammy weird thing going on with the goddamn game. Oh, right, conveniently when the stream is trending. Kind of like all the other fucking times that YouTube and police ran scams on my streams in the past several years that they've been doing this. Kind of like when I was pointing out even years ago that they were shifting my bitrate around all over the goddamn place. And nobody was doing this. Wasn't happening. It wasn't happening. And then conveniently, I would get out onto the road, and conveniently, right as I was showing that somebody was swerving around behind me, driving too fast, driving erratically, and shit like that, to try to pressure me to drive faster, and this was a regular thing, they started, shifting the bitrate around all over the place, and they started shifting the bitrate around when I started, and so you literally just see exactly who it is, especially, you know, when it starts aggressively happening around my streams, around my PC streams, and then starts aggressively happening during certain things, and then we see patterns where, yeah, they used to do it for an entire it used to take an entire hour, it used to take an entire 2 hours. Now it's down to an hour, now it's down to a half hour. Where, yeah, that's why they're not trending the first half hour of the stream, because they're sitting there running scams on my stream. Just like YouTube is allowing me to be doxxed all over their platform, which is highly illegal. So, you know, just throwing that out there that you know, these things that you see happening with the game aren't the game acting that way. And it's, again, not something that I haven't seen 100 times before. Over that. More than that. With this exact... And, again, I want to continue proving and making this point that the concurrents absolutely, since I said that they were capped at 2 and 3, have absolutely been capped at 2 and 3. There hasn't been any more than fucking 3. And like I said, as soon as I say that they're capped at 2, all they're gonna do is just try to, like, make me wrong by throwing a third one in there, here and there. And it's what they've been doing. You've seen the same patterns. How many times do I have to keep saying the same things before you guys are gonna start getting the point? The same things. Same patterns. Same fucking patterns. Same things. And this is just because, again, I mean, this is actually very serious too, because this actually breaks games and causes problems for the developers of the game, causes glitches for the games. And so what you have to rationalize is that these are why games break sometimes. And you have to rationalize that whoever's doing this is probably the person causing so many problems where everything needs updates, which is what I've been saying. You know how, like, everything needs an update and it shouldn't? And, like, why is that? Yeah, because they're weaponizing this. And the people that have been data breached, the people that are being regularly doxxed, where YouTube doesn't do anything, are obviously going to be used to test this out. They are weaponizing updates. Bad updates. How many times do I have to fucking say this? So yeah, sitting here actively fucking around with a game, trying to fool with a game while somebody's playing it, yes, they are trying to weaponize being able to, if there's a data stream, they just want to fucking screw around with it and manipulate somebody to get them to think this or that. This is some pretty serious psychological terrorism. And anybody that's doing this, you're a terrorist. There's nothing else to call it. It is absolutely terrorism. Because, you know, again, we've seen the malicious times where, you know, they've abruptly ended the streams and done all these things to suppress any, you know, us talking about politics, and it's very clear that this was politically motivated, and that this is, you know, essentially what they would gain with this knowledge and be able to do with this, absolutely would be for war and political motivations, and absolutely is terrorism. And they are weaponizing, you know, all of this. Again, I made a point that it's been one, you know, capped at 2 concurrents. It hasn't been anything above 2 and 3. And like I said, there's only 3 for a little bit. Very small period of time. Like I said, I have been right about literally everything. So, we're going to keep documenting. I want to keep note and just really reiterate to anybody that the fact that we so regularly see a concurrent come back in the stream and we see this resting 2 concurrents all around me having some sort of reaction to things or saying things in a certain way. Notice this. Notice that the concurrent comes into the stream. It's just 1 and 2. It's just the 1 and 2. Sometimes a 3rd one. But notice that, like, as we sort of kind of, like, talk about certain things and make, you know, slight changes and stuff, these ones are really lingering around. And instead of moving on, they're really lingering around. They just kind of hang out and stuff. I wouldn't say that that this is a good thing. Anybody that lingers around and stuff like that, I always sort of assume that they're either the feds, and I highly doubt it's them because they're probably the ones that are able to hide concurrence, and B, the person doing it, the person exacerbating it, the person that is too fucking dumb to understand that their data is being used to manipulate it to do all of this. And day in and day out, they're just watching the stream regardless of anything that I told them and warned them about. Here they are, watching the stream. And again, people are using their data, manipulating data. And just to let you know, it's not me that they're spying on, it's you. So, not really sure why you keep coming back knowing, like, this is the point, guys. What you have to realize is the reason they can do all this is because the same people keep sitting in here that have, like, they know me, or they have some, you know what I mean? Like, it's like links through data and stuff. Like, this is the only explanation that they can keep doing it. Because, again, these people that are actually this malicious, that have some sort of that you know, like, might know me or something like that, that's why. Because they are constantly watching so fucking much. And their data is you know, and the breach is linked to mine. So that's how it works. So, you know, you want to just keep doing it. Eventually, you know, it's going to come back to bite you. But this is, like the 50th game that this person has destroyed. Was some sort of issue for. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And every like I said, yeah, I mean, like, there's nothing else to see with this. This shit's pretty obvious. Like I said, it's just like gaps of time. It's not how randomization works. It's not. Just like gaps of time where it's this and this and this, exactly this. So they start trying to type other provisions in there to change it. Like, you saw the adjustment. You know, like all of a sudden it just starts going off to the side. You know, like, oh god. Yeah, like it's really sad. So basically, it just seems like because I'm playing PC, like, this really seems very motivated towards somebody that hates Xbox, Microsoft, PC. This is very motivated politically, but also toward that. Somebody that clearly cannot fucking stand. Because I got news for you. Yeah, I got news for you. Again, Elden Ring is broken on my Xbox. A physical copy of this game doesn't work. Physically broken, I can prove that. And this is yet another thing that I can prove. Okay, I have a new phone that does not function the way it's supposed to. Completely brand new, doesn't function the way it's supposed to. Pretty much ever. And it's related to just signal service. Completely goes out even though it shouldn't. Even though there's signal's fine. They're just disrupting the service randomly, just like they do here, just like they did earlier. Or there's just a huge section of the previous stream missing where I was streaming on mobile. I'm just gone. So, you can clearly see weaponization. You can see the lying. You can see YouTube lying for it. Helping that whatever this is. Yeah, basically, at a certain point, the streams were capped. The stream was capped at 2. You can see it. Even when we just saw the 4 in here just now, when we saw that 4, you guys saw that 4 just now. On the graph, that 4 says 3. And that was not the case earlier in the stream. Earlier in the stream, we're seeing 5, 7, there's 9 at a certain point. All over this graph, we're seeing different numbers like a normal graph, except all of a sudden, when I said it was capped, and when I told you it was capped, and I was right, all of a sudden, we start fucking lying. Yep, all of a sudden, we start fucking lying. So again, we saw that 4 just now. At the end of this graph right here, it goes up to 3, and that's it. There's no 4. There hasn't been any. In fact, I don't know that I even see a single 4 concurrence ever at any point on this graph. Oh, okay, no, there was twice it happened over an hour ago. That's it. Over an hour ago, there was twice where there was 4 concurrence in the stream. Oh, by the way, separately, let's go over this separately. There was 9 concurrence, 2, 2, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 7, 4, 4, 3, 4, 5, 5, 3. These are all separate times. 3, 2, 2, 2, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 2, 2. And then, yeah, that's where it just starts getting capped. Right there. 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, 1, 2, 2, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 0, 0, 0, 0, 3, 2, 2, 1. That's it. That's the entire. I just basically read the graph, the top concurrent of the graph, all the way through. So you can clearly see, you can clearly hear that there were more concurrents being allowed this time. But then all of a sudden, as I start telling the scams and I start pointing out that somebody's actively doing something right here to the game, it's almost as if YouTube trended the stream because they knew something was going to happen to the game, because we know that YouTube's been lying in the first half an hour. We know that YouTube, and yet conveniently in this stream, within the first fucking few minutes, we had so many concurrents in here. We had all these people in here. It's almost as if they knew something was going to happen. Almost as if they were, orchestrating some sort of scam here for everybody to be in here and see it. It's kind of amazing. And then right around a half an hour in, right when the scam started, that's when we also saw a peak of concurrence too. We also saw a huge peak of concurrence, almost like YouTube was promoting the stream conveniently right when the scam in the game started happening. Isn't that interesting? Isn't that fascinating? I think that's really fascinating, I'll be honest with you. I think that's actually pretty fascinating stuff. And just so that you know that I'm not bullshitting you, here it is. And you can see right away the graph was trending at 9 here right away. And then all of a sudden, 2, 1, 2, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 0, 2, 3. Look at this. I literally told you. And then you're literally lying too, average view duration, 2 minutes. Even though flat out we saw these same fucking concurrents just sitting in here for huge fucking gaps of time. You're literally just full of shit, YouTube. You are full of fucking shit. They're lying about the fucking watch hours, and we know it because, you know, obviously they have to pay money for that. This is YouTube. YouTube is gonna get sued big time. This is a complete and utter fucking lie. Complete and utter fucking lie. 2 minutes? No. You're full of fucking shit, YouTube. There's huge gaps of time where people are in here. This is why, because they're lying. Everybody's in here right now when I'm complaining about how fucking shit YouTube is. And YouTube doesn't want to pay you money for bitching about their fucking platform, even though it's fucking shit. So, they just endlessly sit here and do this and lie about the concurrence. That's it. There's your scam. And no, it doesn't mess up sometimes. It's a fucking piece of trash. And you mess it up every single time you stream, so I don't want to fucking hear it. Sometimes. Yeah, that's right, I'm talking to you. You mess it up every single time you stream, and you know it. You do it every time you stream, and you know it. And you know you mess it up. You mess it up because of what you use it for, and you know that. Yep. And you know it's been you. Putting fucking 30,000 trackers on somebody. Imagine doing that. Imagine putting 30,000 trackers on somebody in one night. Imagine doing something that illegal. Well, that's what certain people get up to on this platform. 30,000 trackers. Yeah, we're gonna sue YouTube. Yeah, because this is stalking and harassment. And my family's already been through enough, and we're being doxxed all over this platform. It's just my whole family. Address, everything. I mean, YouTube, Google already violates federal laws anyway, but... and then meanwhile, jackasses sit here, cycle into my stream, and actually harass me in addition to what YouTube's doing. It's very clearly more than 66 views here. Look at this. There's very clearly more than that here. Clearly. You really looking at this graph and telling me there's 66 views? Are you really going to try to tell me that? You're really looking at that graph and you're really going to tell me that there's 66 views in that entire graph? You're really going to tell me that? You're full of shit. You're fucking full of shit. There's hundreds of views in that graph. You know it. You fucking know it. You fucking know it. 66. This is what you're saying, and you're lying about the watch time. You're lying about the average view duration being two minutes. You're fucking just lying. Can I ask you a question? Why do you think this is 2 minutes? Okay, very basic question. Why do you think this is 2 minutes? This is just gonna be really basic. Okay, very basic. You can follow this. YouTube employees, since again, you have entire email threads. I have entire email threads with you where you are fully admitting that you are fully aware all of this is happening, and you're denying it, and you're denying any wrongdoing or anything. So I'm gonna make this very, very fucking easy for you to figure out, since apparently you're so fucking stupid that, you know, you can't figure shit out. Like, oh, I don't know, for X amount of time, why somebody's Google payment doesn't work. Oh, and that's right, I'll fix it, and then you'll tell me 2 days after the fact that you fixed it and that it's fixed. And then you'll add cards back later that don't belong to me, that are expired, that belong to other people. Yeah. I'll make this very simple for you, since you're too fucking stupid to understand anything. Take a look at the graph. Make this very simple. Take a look at this graph. Just take one good look at it. Take a look. Take a nice look at it. Tell me one thing about this graph that would tell you very quickly and very easily why 2 minutes of an average view duration does not make any fucking sense whatsoever. Can you arrive at the same conclusion, or do I have to spell it out? Oh, right, that's right. Did you see how there, like, suddenly there was a whole bunch of people coming in right as soon as I started talking to YouTube employees? Did you see that? Yeah. That's because YouTube employees are sitting here and watching, and as I say things and I point out their scams that they're doing to fuck with my channel, they're adjusting and making the scam better. Yeah. Did you notice how this person that's coming in with the concurrence too, he's learning how long he can come in with the concurrence to where it doesn't count up here at the top? Did you notice that? I did. So what he's doing is he's coming in with concurrence X amount of time to learn how long it takes for the concurrent counter at the top of my screen to count. And so that's what he's doing, so that way it's just a complete lie. And I don't know if you've noticed, but yeah, it hasn't, it's just said 1, even though we've seen the concurrence in here, say 3, say 2, and also how many concurrents have we seen, and the view hasn't updated? They're just lying, flat out lying, flat out fucking lying. Well, I guess again, I had to point that out because YouTube forgot that they were lying about the views, so I had to point that out, and now they have to add a couple of views to keep lying about it. Notice how they slightly updated the average view duration? Notice that? Ever so slightly. Did you notice how they're trying to... unbelievable. And as soon as I say something about this concurrent not being updated stuff, you see how at the top of my screen it's updating in real time now. Isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting? And then as soon as I say that, it's not. You see how it's stuck at 3 now? Yeah, so essentially this person's pushing data to try to figure out how to break that thing. They're trying to figure out how to break these things and cause more problems. So, like, this is just a further scam. This is what they've always done. You know, like, when I had the chat, they broke the chat. The chat never worked, even in XSplit. When we had the YouTube's chat through the YouTube's actual widget through XSplit, it never worked. It was always broken. Like, forever, it was always chat. Always, always, always. Anything that runs scripts, any type of browser, that runs scripts where you're literally just running something off that, it's literally just that. It's literally just fake, complete fucking scams. So you see now, I have to actually refresh this myself because they are running a scam here where YouTube's trying to break this concurrent counter so they can keep lying about views. That was what the point of the stream was. You see that? You see how it's actually not, you see how I'm refreshing it? You see that? So YouTube sits here and they do these things. So what we're going to do is we're going to title this YouTube runs scam to hide viewer suppression. That's what we're going to title this. That's actually what we're going to title this stream. Yeah, and you also see how this hasn't updated at all. Yeah, like they're clearly just lying about views. They're clearly literally lying about it. And average view duration is updating, yet views weren't until I just said something just now. So you can see it's a lie. It's completely made up. Yeah, it's completely made up. Yeah. And you see the capped concurrence still. 2, 1, 2. Remember how I said that 3 was the only one? I mean, this is your proof. It hasn't been anything above 3, and it was, like I said, it was only that once, really quick. And we even saw it go to 4 that time, too. We actually did see it go to 4. So, like, that's the point. The point is they want to be able to lie. See what I'm saying? They want to continue lying. So they're trying to just run a scam where they can continue lying about the numbers. See what I'm saying? They're actively sitting here and adjusting and trying to make sure that they can do this. So if you notice, it is still having issues tracking the concurrence now, and this is what they're actively doing right this second. So any feds that are watching, this is actively what YouTube is doing. They're actively running scams to hide their concurrence, and they have capped the concurrence. So to any feds that are actually watching, which I know you are, this is huge. The fact that they're actually in like real time doing this, and you can see them just sort of kind of momentarily losing the ability to do it and then gaining it back. So you see how it's not counting the concurrence properly. It's down at 1, but it says 3. So this is the point, is that they are hiding these concurrents, and that's why. It's a complete fabrication. That's why. So like the number gets confused and then it gets stuck there. So now basically the idea is that they're trying to hide that. They're trying to lock it to. They're trying to figure out how to lock that number to. And they have. They clearly have, just like they figured out how to lock the number on my browser's end of things. And then that in turn affects, you know, just the overall trend of the stream. You know, that's the point. So you see these capped concurrents at 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. And they have been since I pointed it out. I am right about that. I'm right about all of this. And since I pointed this out, just like I said, I mean, all these concurrents were normal. We had them going up to fucking 9. Past that at the beginning, but they lie. And then, like I said, this is normal trending, and as soon as we started talking about it, as soon as we started talking about their scam that they were running, as soon as we started talking about the scam that they were running, two, 2, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, all 2s, capped at 2. So let me see if we can get somebody else to get in here and look at this really quick. Says he thinks it's a Steam developer. Yeah, alright. So, it's most likely, according to him, it's most likely a Steam developer doing this in particular. So, I'm gonna go ahead and turn this over to him. He says he's gonna look into this for me, this particular thing with the game thing, because he's not happy about that either. He said that, this has been the sort of thing that he's been seeing apparently more lately, which is interesting that other people are noticing this too. So, yeah, isn't that interesting? So I'm gonna go ahead and turn this over to him, and I'll go ahead and let him take care of this particular issue. He says he's gonna just kind of investigate this and stuff. So great. He's gonna look all into this and see if he can figure out what's going on with the whole messing with the game and stuff like that. But he thinks that's the Steam developer. He thinks it's a Steam developer, because apparently he's seen this sort of thing before. So I find that interesting. I also find it interesting that it seems like for the first time after saying that, the concurrents are actually sort of counting. Almost like the person kind of backed out what thing that they were putting on to stop that. Interesting. Well, anyway, either way, I'm going to probably turn it over to him and get the heck off here so that he can do what he needs to do. I think it's kind of obvious what's going on here. And then you saw that too. That was the attempt to end the stream. That's what that was. That was the attempt to end the stream. Yet that was this person using what malicious tools they have on YouTube side of things to try to end the stream. That's what that was. And like I said, they've done it before where it's continued in the stream software, but you clearly saw for a second, even though that wasn't the case, you clearly saw that. You know what you saw. And so this is the point. That you know, like clearly as we hit home, as we get closer to what's actually going on here. So I'll be honest with you, I think that a lot of different people are harassing me and my family. But, you know, it starts somewhere, and there's definitely somebody that like has been orchestrating and you know, sort of kind of data farming and spreading the data out, and been doing this from the PC side of things, because otherwise like, to think that any of this would be, you know what I mean, like over the years where like it's just been so obvious, and I've been working diligently to show all of you, yeah, there's no way. And that, now that he said that, it really does make sense. So I'm gonna let him do it. I gotta get off here. He's gotta do this stuff. So, yeah. Wanted to play this little game here again. So to the feds out there investigating, again, this is just another endless example of me wanting to just play a nice relaxing game here, and somebody disrupting that experience on purpose, stalking, harassment, and you know, again, trying to destroy, you know, the game, the stream, make the channel and the platform more toxic, and just sort of, you know, be negative, and otherwise make the game look bad, and look, you know, just not very good at certain things and stuff like that. You know, sort of like the other games that they've endlessly done this to, that I've played and boasted about and stuff like that, and been very obviously extremely good at. So good that I've made entire deck crafting theories that you could sit there and make your own Hearthstone decks. So good that I could prove that I know exactly how to do that. So anyway, this is the point, and yeah, it all makes sense. So I'm gonna let him take a look at this, and I gotta get off here to do that. So thank you so much.